On this occasion I will discuss the history of King Sargon. Sargon of Akkad was the first ruler of the Akkadian Empire. He is sometimes identified as the first person in recorded history to rule an empire. His empire is thought to have included most of Mesopotamia, parts of the Levant as well as raids into Hurri and Elamite territory. The center of government of his kingdom was in his capital named Akkad. Before building an empire and becoming king, Sargon was a beverage attendant to a Sumerian king named Uarzababa. From birth, Sargon did not know who his father and mother were. An ancient inscription records that Sargon once said that, "My mother was exchanged at birth, my father I did not know." When Sargon was just born, his mother conceived him in secret and gave birth in secret. His mother threw him into the river where he was found by a water collector named Akki. After Akki lifted him out of the river, Akki raised Sargon and made him his gardener. Akki, Sargon's adoptive father, was of Semitic descent. Akki worked in King Kish's court at the time. The king who reigned in Kish at that time was named Uarzababa. When Sargon entered adulthood, his career at court increased. According to the Sumerian king list, the first written record in history, the young Sargon had become the servant of Uarzababa's drinks. In ancient times, the beverage attendant was not someone who brought drinks to kings or was in charge of making drinks. The beverage attendant is also known as the king's right-hand man. Instead of tasting the king's food, the beverage attendant also carried the king's seal, which gave him the right to grant the king's approval. In carrying out their duties, beverage officers are the same as secretaries. In a sense, the beverage attendants arrange people who appear before the king. They held the office of receiving people who had business with the king and rejecting those who were deemed unfit to meet with the king. Beverage clerks have a huge responsibility. Usually the beverage officer is asked to taste the king's meal to protect the king against attempts to kill the king via poison through food. However, the brewmaster did not do that, but so that the brewmaster himself would not be tempted to increase his power by poisoning his master. While Sargon served Uarzababa in Kish, Lugal-Zagassi, king of the city of Umma, fought and conquered the cities of Lagash and Uruk to expand his territory. Lugal-Zagassi is a striker. After Lugal-Zagassi conquered many cities, Lugal-Zagassi set his sights on the city of Kish, where Sargon served Uarzababa. Lugal-Zagassi continued to advance towards Kish city while Uarzababa was forced to flee. When Lugal-Zagassi and his troops were about to attack the city of Kish, Sargon disappeared somewhere. While Lugal-Zagassi was celebrating his victory over the conquest of the city of Kish, Sargon had already raised his own army in warriors. Apparently, while Sargon was serving Uarzababa, Sargon had discreetly sorted out the soldiers carefully and left to attack the city of Uruk. Sargon went to attack the city of Uruk knowing that Lugal-Zagassi was not there. In Sargon's victory inscription he boasted by writing, "I have ravaged the city of Uruk," and in one of his inscriptions it is also stated that Sargon destroyed its walls and fought against the people of Uruk and conquered them. Lugal-Zagassi, who was in the city of Kish, heard that Sargon attacked the city of Uruk. He immediately left the city of Kish and went back to his city to kill Sargon and annihilate his army. As Lugal-Zagassi was on his way to Uruk, Sargon and his soldiers found out about it. Sargon instantly confronts Lugal-Zagassi on the battlefield and drags him to the holy city of Nippur. Sargon forced Lugal-Zagassi to step as a prisoner in front of the city gates of Nippur. After conquering the city of Uruk, Sargon ascended the throne as king of Kish. In an inscription, Sargon continued to conquer areas by going south. Sargon conquered the city of Uar, took over the city of Umma, and conquered areas he considered rebellious. Sargon has no rivals. Its splendor, over the scattered land. He crossed the sea in the east. In the 11th year he conquered the western lands to their furthest reaches. He brought it under one authority. He erected his statues there and transported booty from the west on barges. He placed his court officials at double 5-hour intervals and ruled in unity of the tribes of the land. He marched on Kazalu and turned Kazalu into a pile of ruins, so that not a perch for a single bird remained. After conquering various regions, the cities in Mesopotamia, which were once a loose coalition of several cities, now became a large empire. Sargon became the king of Sumer, and Sargon's success could not be achieved by any Sumerian king. That's all I can say. Hopefully it's useful. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe to our channel. Hope it is useful.